This is a major inflection point. This is a huge breakout. So like big moves are happening, and you have to be like, if you're a trader right now, and I think this is like, I think this kind of gets down to like giving me a little bit more confidence in the fact that I really do think that if there's a time to take contrarian bets, it's at these massive inflection points, these extremes, right? So like, Matt kind of alluded to the fact that we're both kind of bullish here, and like I don't really know anyone else that's bullish. And we could be both wrong. But also it kind of gives me comfort that we are at an extremity in an inflection point in the biggest markets in the world, but also within crypto, with Ethereum essentially like dying right now, and XRP coming out of seemingly nowhere, and becoming a top 3 coin and holding, threatening to flip Ethereum. So the fact that I'm a little bit contrarian here compared to the masses, like I don't mind it as much. Gold versus S&P 500. I was considering taking profits at 3,100, and I still think that's a good technical level for gold to take profits at if you've got calls or leverage, or even just like you want to take a little bit of spot off. When you like look at the big picture here, this is where I kind of like talked myself out of taking profits at 3,100. We're seeing like a massive radical shift in government administration, tariffs, how the US operate, whatever you want to go, macro, we'll call it global macro and geopolitical stuff. You're seeing a big inflection point. Funds, in my opinion, like if you're managing large sums of money, this chart is telling me that they are very overweight S&P 500. They're very overweight stocks, and they're very underweight gold. I'm very overweight gold right now. I'm heavily invested in both gold and silver. I do not want to sell them my gold at 3,100 at the beginning of this move that is potentially going much higher. I want to make them pay a higher price because I got in down here, right? I got in, in this, basically over the last year or two. So I don't want to give them a price that is at the beginning of this inflection point and they get to ride it the rest of the way up. I want to, make them pay a much higher price. So I'm not going to be selling my gold at 3,100, and we'll talk about targets, but at a later time. But 600% on the S&P 500. That's what, 7x from right now at 3,000. You're talking about 20k gold. You're talking about 20k gold up here, and that's if the S&P 500 does nothing. So yeah, very bullish gold.